Did you ever have anybody steal something from you? Well, how did you respond? Were you angry because of the person or at the person who wronged you? Or did you blame yourself because you felt like maybe you were just a little bit careless and it shouldn't have happened? Well, it doesn't really make any difference what the situation was. The truth is, somebody intruded into your personal life and took something from you, and you suffered the loss. Now, it may have been something very significant that you owned, or something maybe rather insignificant, but either way, you suffered a loss and you felt it. And the degree to which you placed value on that object that was stolen was the thing that really determined how much pain you felt, how much you suffered the loss. If it was something very valuable to you, then you felt it more strongly than if it had been something sort of insignificant. Well, I had something taken from me. Somebody stole something from me. Someone broke into my automobile and took my briefcase. In the briefcase was a Greek New Testament, which I am sure they could not read. And maybe a couple of other insignificant books, be insignificant to them, and some papers and so forth. Well, that really wasn't what bothered me, because the briefcase was sort of old anyway. But in the briefcase was my favorite Bible. Bible I'd been preaching in all those years. And all through the Bible I had marked verses and put a little note in the margin of what the Lord had said to me. And so that Bible was very valuable because of what I'd put in it. But it was also valuable because my mother gave it to me. Now, I wasn't angry, but I was grieved. In fact, for about 3 months, I felt like I lost my best friend. Somebody had intruded into my personal life, into my spiritual life, and took away from me something that was very valuable. Because part of my life was inscribed there. God spoke to me here and here and here and here and here, and all through the Bible, there was little biographical little sketches, verses here and there, where God had spoken to me. Well, I suffered loss in another way. In fact, something that was taken from me. And what I suffered oftentimes in life was I suffered the loss of peace. Now, I was quick to blame somebody else or anybody else. And then finally, I realized I couldn't blame anybody for stealing my peace, taking my peace away, but myself. Because the truth is that nobody could take it from me. I had to lay it down. And a lot of people who have no peace will give you some reason and will tell you, well, if this were changed and that were changed, and if he'd have done this and she hadn't have done that, then I'd have peace in my heart. No, that's not the answer. And what I want to do in this message, I want to tell you why we lose our peace. Now, what I'd like to do is I want to give you 7 categories of thinking, thoughts. Thoughts fall into 7 categories. I want you to think about them. Because these are the categories of thought that steal our peace. You can't, listen, if your thinking falls in any one of these categories, you're not going to have peace. And some of you are going to probably say, you know what, my thinking fits all of those categories. Now, here's the deception of the devil. Here's the deception of the world. We see people